You're listening to a podcast right now. Driving, working out, walking the dog. If you're into podcasts, chances are you have something to say too. With RSS.com, starting your own is free and easy. Upload an episode, and we distribute it to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and hundreds more. Track your listeners, see where they're from, and start earning from ads like this, even with just 10 listeners a month. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast, this is your sign. Start free at rss.com.
10,000 hours you never got to witness. Chop it up with professionals, yeah, we handle business. Can't pull up to the pod if it's bad intentions. Real talk, real people, growth unscripted.
Alright, let's get it. Welcome back to Growth Unscripted. This ain't no damn motivational highlight reel, alright? This is the place for the real, raw, unfiltered conversations black men rarely get to have out loud. I'm your host, Devonnte, and today we're finna talk about the lonely, messy, in the middle of it kind of healing. The kind that don't look good on camera. The kind that got you questioning if this protecting your peace shit even makes sense. Because lately, it feels like choosing yourself just means losing everybody else, right? And before we go there, first, let me check in with you. How are you really feeling today? Like, beneath the routine, beneath the I'm straight, how's your heart really feeling? How's your soul? Because I know what it's like to be surrounded by people and still feel alone inside. I know what it's like to keep showing up even when your tank been on E for months. See, we say we're protecting our peace, and it sounds good, don't it? But what they don't tell you is that peace sometimes feel like isolation. Like, damn, maybe I was the problem, or damn, maybe I wasn't ever loved, just tolerated because I was useful. You ever sat with that before? That sick realization that some people only fuck with you when you're abandoning yourself for them? So now here you are. You done cut off the chaos. You stopped people pleasing, and you finally said no. You finally got quiet. And now everybody's acting funny. Nobody's checking in. Nobody's hitting you up. And the people you used to bend over backwards for, they moved on like you never existed in the first fucking place. And honestly, that shit hurts. Don't let these memes fool you. Healing be looking like heartbreak, especially when you realize some of the people you called home only liked you broken, only liked you available, only liked you useful. You ever notice how often black men are taught to equate love with being useful? Be the rock, be the protector, be the provider, be her peace, be strong for mama, be the one everybody runs to when the world goes to shit. But who the fuck do we run to? Who holds us down? Who checks in and don't say you good? Who says, where's your head at today, bro? You feel like you just surviving right now. I ain't saying this from a place of blame. I'm saying it from truth. Because when you start protecting your peace, really doing that internal house cleaning, the walls get quiet around you. And in that quietness, you start hearing your own voice again. And sometimes the voice is shaky as hell. Sometimes the voice says, I don't even know who I am without the chaos. Sometimes it whispers, if I stop being strong, will anyone still choose me? That shit be heavy. And yo, I know the world don't give us much space, to be honest. They say man up. They say keep pushing. Just grind through it. But I'm here to tell you, you don't gotta grind your soul into dust just to feel loved. You shouldn't have to. Because there was a season where I had to distance myself from everybody. And not on no ego type shit. And not on no I'm better than y'all type shit. But because I was bleeding in places nobody could see in me. I was pouring from a cup that hadn't been full since my childhood. I was smiling, I was showing up, giving advice, holding space, but inside I was numb. Not angry, not sad, just numb. And when I started saying no, when I stopped showing up to everybody's emotional support system, the silence that followed damn near broke me. But that silence was my mirror. It showed me what was real. It showed me who was with me and who was with the version of me that performed. It hurts to realize some of your friendships were based on who you used to be. It hurts to see how much love you gave out with no return policy. It hurts to grieve people who are still alive, just not aligned. But what hurts more is staying in spaces that dims you. Who hurts you more? What hurts more is constantly breaking yourself down to make others comfortable. What hurts more is knowing you've never even met the full version of yourself because you've always been surviving. Because you shouldn't have to dim your light for others, and you shouldn't have to lower your intelligence level just to make somebody else feel comfortable. If they ain't rising to your standards on how you are as a person, fuck them. Because you shouldn't have to limit yourself for somebody else's situation. That's just not right. You ever notice that protecting your peace gonna cost you some people? But not everybody's meant to make it past the healing gate. Not everybody deserves access to the version of you that's finally coming up for air. You ever notice how quiet your phone get when you stop being convenient? You ever notice how folks who used to need you go ghost when you need them? That's the unspoken part of healing. That's the part we don't post about. We think we healing just by going to therapy or journaling or doing breath work. But part of the work is watching your whole circle shift. Because of the work is learning to be with yourself without feeling abandoned. Part of the work is sitting in your apartment, no texts, no calls, and reminding yourself this piece ain't punishment, it's purification. And that's spiritual, bro. That's ancestral. Because we weren't taught this. Our daddies ain't teach us how to rest. Our uncles ain't teach us how to cry. Our homies ain't teach us how to say, I'm not okay without getting clowned on. So now we got to unlearn the bullshit that we grew up on. And we got to be the generation that says, yo, I ain't doing this shit no more. I'm not being the strong one forever. I'm not being your emotional punching bag. And I'm not building my peace just to hand it over to people who ain't going to protect it in the first fucking place. We don't need that. Because real peace ain't just quiet, it's sacred. It's soft. It's still. It's walking into a room and not shrinking. It's saying no and not explaining. It's losing people and not chasing. It's choosing you even when nobody else claps for you. So yeah, this is your reminder. You might be losing people, but what you gaining is yourself. What you gaining is God again. What you gaining is breath, presence, clarity, stillness. Shit, your damn mind back. This journey ain't easy. It's lonely. It's weird. It's confusing as hell. But it's yours. And you are not alone. We're walking this road together. Bleeding, unlearning, rebuilding, one breath at a time. You feel me? But look, that's it for today, fam. If this hit your chest, please share it. Don't just listen, live it. Check on your brothers, sit with yourself, protect your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. Once again, I'm your host, Devonnte. This is Growth Unscripted, and this is where we get real, we stay raw, and we heal loud. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.
You're listening to a podcast right now. Driving, working out, walking the dog. If you're into podcasts, chances are you have something to say too. With RSS.com, starting your own is free and easy. Upload an episode, and we distribute it to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and hundreds more. Track your listeners, see where they're from, and start earning from ads like this, even with just 10 listeners a month. If you've been thinking about starting a podcast, this is your sign. Start free at RSS.com.